This is Thomas with Brotaku, and I am here with John. What is your official title? Like, I know you're kind of the one in charge.
The official title, I guess, would be Con Chair.
Okay.
Convention Chairman, yeah.
So what inspired you to start?
My wife started taking me she started taking me to anime conventions back in early 2000s, and I don't know, I was kind of torn. I liked them, but I didn't like them, and I was like, well, we got to go to another one, maybe that'll help. And we went to the next one, and I was like, to save some money, I'm going to volunteer, right?
That makes sense, yeah.
And to get my badge comped, and then I found out I really liked volunteering more than I actually liked trying to figure out which panels I want to go to and stuff. So I was like, maybe I should start staffing, and I started staffing, and I was like, you know what, we don't have a convention in my hometown, Dayton, and then I found out that there's a large enough community here to warrant a convention, and I thought, you know what, I'm just the guy to do that. That sounded really arrogant.
How'd you go about determining that you had like a big enough kind of group here to have a convention?
It was while we were going to other conventions, and we were talking about where people are from and where they'd like to see a convention, mostly.
Right.
Yeah.
Did you have any kind of like attendance goal for this convention?
More than one.
That's a good goal. I like that.
It's kind of in order to start a convention, you really need to know that you're not going to make money right away.
Right.
Lose money. And so right now it's just a very expensive hobby.
That makes sense.
And hopefully it'll grow. If it doesn't, I'll shut it down. But I think I've seen a lot of people really enjoying it, so that's what's important.
Yeah, I was going to say, based on what I've seen out there, you definitely hit your goal of more than one.
More than one, yeah.
So what was the most challenging part about setting it up?
Basically just doing stuff we've never done before, and that most people don't know how to do, like file a business license, like
right.
Nobody, I was asking around, like other people who help out with conventions, like what kind of business license should we get? And they were just kind of like, I don't know. And I was going on websites and I was like, it doesn't fall under any of these things. The closest one was like event. And so I was like, okay, let's file for event license. And it was like, who's going to be wrestling against who? And I'm like, that's not what we need.
Yeah, I know. I have some friends who are kind of looking into the same prospect out in
Yeah.
California, and they're like, how do I find what license I need? Because there's just like everything.
Yeah. So it's basically like you shotgun it and take what's kind of close, and the biggest thing is like if you get in trouble for doing something wrong, nobody told you to do it the right way, so
right.
You can't really be held accountable for that.
What was the best part?
Seeing people show up and enjoy themselves, like that is what makes it all worth it.
Very cool. Let's see what else we got here. Oh, how'd you go about picking and recruiting the guests you guys brought out?
It was basically what we had available to us, because there are a lot of people we would love to have, and they're like, you gotta fly us out from California and give us $1,000, and we're like, well, we don't have that kind of money. But as we were putting it together, they kind of presented themselves and said, hey, I know you guys are a first-year con, and I'd love to see this take off. I'll come, just for gas compensation and a hotel room. So that helped us out a lot. Everything really just fell together. I don't really feel like I did most of the work.
Gotcha. Okay. How do you guys plan on gathering feedback from your convention goers? Is there anything in place for that?
Social media, mostly. We do have a form on there, the registration form. It says, how'd you hear about us?
Right.
And we're going to hit those the hardest and say, tell us what you think. I think the mascots at the closing ceremony are going to say, maybe we'll have something. We really wanted to have a form set up on the website that said, tell us what you think of this year so we can improve for next year, but it's just one of those things that got lost in the cracks. But,
right.
Hopefully we'll have something at closing ceremonies that says, tell us what you like, tell us what you didn't like, and do it at this place. Maybe we'll have that set up by then.
And I know for me personally how I found you guys, I was just Googling local cons, and there's like a website, I think it's like animecons.com, and it's just got like this giant list of everything, and that's how I found you guys.
That's fortunate for us, but that is not how we want people to find us. We want people to find us because we're going out and telling them about it,
right,
and having their friends tell them about it, which is good, because from what we surveyed last night from the registration forms, it was mostly word of mouth, and social media, which is where we're going from.
Are you guys going to be going to any cons and like advertising there? I know some cons do like they'll have like a table in exhibition halls and stuff like that.
Yeah, that's something we really wanted to do this year, do table swaps, but
Right.
we just couldn't make
Didn't
it
have
happen.
time.
But this coming up year, I think we've got something going on with Teco out in Pittsburgh. Animatic Con we're swapping badges with them, not tables but badges.
Cool.
And we've got a whole list of cons we'd like to hit up. I know I'm going to be staffing OhioCon because that's where I got started. That's where I first started volunteering.
Right.
It's pretty good, well-run organization. So, yeah.
Very cool. And then just to close out, I know you kind of covered this already, but like, what would make this con a success in your mind?
It's already a success. If we had just one person come and really enjoy themselves, that would be a success in my mind. We probably wouldn't be able to have it again next year, but it would be a success. You know what I mean?
Well, then it's definitely already a success because I've been having a great time so far.
That's awesome. I'm glad to hear that.
All right. Thank you very much for your time.